nice haircut. Jeez, I haven't done this in a while. What's good everyone on YouTube? It's me again, back with another video. And yes, I've disappeared for a long time again. I keep doing this, but I just really haven't been getting too many new shoes. And I'm probably going to start doing more afterwear reviews, so if you start seeing more of that pop up, don't be too surprised. But for today's video, we're talking about a pretty interesting Air Max that originally released, I think, back in 2004, 2006. I can never remember the exact year. And this particular Air Max was is considered now one of the greatest Air Max 90s of all times. As you probably know, this was a collaboration between Nike and Dave's Quality Meats. And there's a really good video online where they talk about this shoe with the owner and how the story came along and how he got inspired by bacon to actually make this colorway. And it's kind of interesting, from what I understand, kind of put off and procrastinated till the very last second, and through sheer sort of luck found this interesting colorway and ended up making one of the greatest shoes of all time. And for 2021 Air Max Day, they retroed this shoe, and it seems like they retroed a lot of them because resale prices are really low at the moment, all things considered, but I think that's a really good thing because I ended up having to pay resale for mine. We won't go into the full story, but let's just get on with the video. So today we'll be talking about the Air Max 90 NRG in the bacon colorway. So with the intro out of the way, let's get into the box. So for this release, they actually did it in the Nike Lab sort of slide out box. So we've got the black Nike Lab box with the gloss text on the top. There's nothing too special about the box, it's just a standard sort of Nike Lab box. And then when we pull out the box itself, we've just got this pretty standard paper. And then the shoes were stuffed with pretty standard packing paper. And then included with the shoe, we actually get two sets of extra laces. So we get a set of red laces, and we also get a set of very nice pink laces. I like the lace options, but to be fair, I think the laces that are already on the shoe are pretty much perfect as the way they are. And apparently this was something that used to be included in Air Maxes back in the old days, but we actually get these anatomical arch support pads. So these are supposed to be things you stick onto your insole to give yourself a bit more arch support. It's a nice option. I'll probably add it to the shoe eventually when I decide to wear it outside, but I'll just keep it in the box for now. And if we move to the side, it reads Nike Air Max 90 Energy. So the retail price of these. So these retailed for a price of 200 Australian dollars. Because I didn't really get lucky, I got lucky and then it was taken away from me. I actually had to pay resale for my pairs. So in total, I paid 240 Australian dollars for these. I'll put the conversion here. And for 240, yes, it's an upcharge, but it's still quite a reasonable price, and considering some of the more classic Air Max 90s and Air Max 1s resell for way more than that, I actually think right now is a pretty good time to buy. So if you're in the market for a pair, definitely go for it before they end up being hard to find. So with the box out of the way, let's get into the shoes. And here we are. The Nike Air Max 90 Energy in the bacon colorway. So the story goes that the owner of Dave's Quality Meats was one day eating a bacon sandwich or something like that, and then got inspired to cook a bunch of bacon, take the colors from it, and decided to put that onto an Air Max 90. And it sort of translates quite well. You've got like almost the raw bacon with like the pink parts and this beige part, and then you've got more cooked bacon around the reds and the browns. And I just think as a colorway itself, it comes together extremely nicely. But starting with some more specifics about it, on the toe box, you've got this really interesting sort of crackled, wrinkly leather. And one thing I just do have to note, the left shoe's toe leather and the right shoe's toe leather look distinctly different. I don't know if it's the whole left shoe, right shoe factory thing. I don't know if that's even a real thing, but it's just something I noticed. And then on top of that, we've got this really nice red nubuck, which I think looks really striking actually. And then we've got brown on some of the rubber features, including the Air Max branding on the side. And on the back, we've also got this brown color and then the Nike Air done in the pink text. And then moving to the sock liner. The sock liner is actually done in this sort of pleather material, and I know it's pleather because you can look at certain areas of it and you can almost see like the fabric underlay where they've sort of pressed the leather. I don't know if it'll show up on the B-roll, but that's just something I noticed. But it's still quite a nice touch. It makes it feel a little more premium. Then we've got a red insole with Nike Air written in pink. And then moving down to the outsole, moving down to the midsole, it's your very standard sort of Air Max 90 midsole. So you've got the classic sort of heel air cutout, and the sweeping fin shape's done in a brown color with the rest of it done in a nice sort of cream color. And then the Air Max unit itself is done in pink, which I think is a really nice touch. And then moving to the outsole, you have your very classic Air Max 90 traction, sort of really thick lugs on the front. And this is done in the nice sort of brown color that they've had featured around the rest of the shoe. So really, it is kind of like a standard Air Max 90 with premium sort of materials. And you're really paying sort of for the colorway of this shoe, but I think the colorway is absolutely killer, but I'll get more into that when I talk about my opinions. So that pretty much covers the main features of this Air Max 90. In terms of sizing, I actually find these fit me true to size, no problem. I wouldn't really go up half a size. I don't really recommend going down half a size. I just feel like they fit pretty well. So I would just recommend true to size if you're in the market for this shoe. So I'm typically a US 9.5 in most of my sneakers. I bought these in the 9.5 and they fit me great. Now, in terms of comfort, this is a retro Air Max coming out from 1990, I'm pretty sure. So it is definitely an old shoe. It's over 30 years old at this point. And the underfoot comfort's not really going to be something that is super spectacular. The foam seems to be fairly soft, all things considered, but I really can't say if this Air Max unit really does anything. If it was just a solid foam block, I'm sure it would feel pretty similar. The upper itself, the premium materials definitely feel nice on feet, and the sock liner feels quite nice as well. But I do notice, even when I was just trying this on, it does seem to be a pretty hot shoe. I have to attribute this to the fact they use so much leathers and suedes and like nubucks instead of breathable mesh. But really, you're not buying this for breathability or like performance, so the comfort is kind of like a secondary objective in my opinion. So in terms of comfort, I would say it's pretty standard affair for an Air Max 90, to be honest. But no one really buys Air Max 90s for its performance or comfort anymore. And that's where I get into my opinions of this shoe. And I must say, for my first Air Max 90 in a very long time, this is a really beautiful shoe in my opinion. I kind of fell out of love with the Air Max 90s for a while because I used to own a pair for the longest time and I kind of got sick of the silhouette. If I can find a photo, it was a Hyperfuse Air Max 90. I always called it the Killer Whale because it was like this black and white. I'll flash a photo. If I don't have a photo, this is going to be really embarrassing. But I had those for a really long time. I thrashed them, I completely destroyed them. And then I was just kind of over the silhouette for a while, so I moved on to things like the Air Max 1. I still love the Air Max 97, that thing is beautiful. But in recent times, I've really kind of like missed the silhouette. I really like the sort of angular shape that it has. It does have a sort of shrinking effect with your foot, so my feet aren't that big, but if you're someone with bigger feet, they tend to make your foot look a lot smaller, which I think is quite a nice touch. And overall, I just think the paneling on the Air Max 90 leaves so much potential for amazing colorways, and this is no exception. You've got such beautiful sort of contrast between the reds, the beige, the browns, and even these laces and the pinks. I just think it comes together so well on this silhouette. And really, the Air Max 90, there are a lot of really beautiful colorways that are out. Even some of the GR colorways that exist today are just really killer in my opinion. So really, I think the Air Max 90 is something that you can find a colorway that definitely suits your style. And in the case of this bacon colorway, I absolutely love the colorway. I wasn't someone who was into sneakers or like old enough to be into sneakers when the original bacons came out, but in this 2021 retro, I am happy to say I am a proud owner of the Bacon Air Max 90s, and I think it's quite a beautiful shoe. But enough about me gushing about this shoe. With that, we've come to the end of another video. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of the Nike Air Max 90 Energy in the bacon colorway. And since this was an Air Max Day sort of shoe, this was like the marquee shoe of the release, what would be an Air Max that you would like to retro for the next Air Max Day? So for myself, I'm cheating here because it's already happened 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, I can't remember, 3 years, maybe 4. I really wish I could have gotten the Atmos Air Max 1 in the elephant print colorway. That is a shoe I still like regret not pulling the trigger on to this day, and every time I see it I think it's such an amazing shoe. But that would be my choice, but that already happened. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you're into more sneakers, dance, vlogs, that sort of thing, consider subscribing to the channel. Time for the On Feet, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Atmos Air Max 1s, why do they make them so limited? Ah!